I visit a lot of schools. I talk a lot with people about what the vision for education in America looks like in the 21st century. And I have this crazy vision that what you could have is a school that is truly a cross-section of America, that is diverse racially and socioeconomically and by belief system and background, that brings those kids together into an environment where every one of them feels both respected for who they are and valued for what they can do, where there are incredibly high expectations for every child so that they all are able to reach their goals, but in their own way. And where you have a group of committed adults who are so devoted to kids that there is nothing they won't do to make every kid successful. And that school will not just be a place where your kid will love walking in the door every day. It'll be a place where when you look in the newspaper at the highest performing schools in the city or the state, it'll be on that list too. It'll not just be on the list of the best places to work or the best places to be a parent. It'll be on the list of the places that just gets the flat best results. And most people in the world believe that that vision is a myth. And when they say that, I say you should go visit Odyssey. It is one of the most impressive educational institutions I've ever been in. One I'm proud to consider a neighbor. I always say when I grow up, if I'm a principal again, I would like to someday be as good as Marcia Fulton. Without any further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage a distinguished alum of Odyssey and now a student at Denver School of Science and Tech who will kick off the keynote for this morning. I'm going to introduce Morgan. Come on up.
Hello, and welcome to the final day of the 2012 Expeditionary Learning National Conference. For the past 3 years, EL has included a keynote speech from students as part of the conference. It's students that bring you all together in this very room to learn. The Odyssey School, a K-8 charter school located right here in the heart of Denver, Colorado, is proud to uphold the tradition and represent the student voice at this year's national conference. I graduated from Odyssey in 2010, and I am very proud to be one of the approximate 100 students in this room today to speak to you and help bring the conference theme of citizen scholars to life from the perspective of children all across grade levels, from kindergarten to high school. When Kurt Hahn, the founder of Outward Bound, was starting his first schools in the shadow of Nazi Germany, it was not enough to just know the facts. They had to think deeply and critically about the world around them and learn to serve a cause greater than themselves. This is still the challenge of schools today, creating places where students develop the habits of mind and heart that our communities need to improve the world around us. How do we, in EL schools, create these citizen scholars that are equipped to face this challenge? What follows is Odyssey's attempt to answer this question. It is through simple, yet powerful core practices that EL schools create citizen scholars in action.
When I think of a scholar, I think of someone who doesn't just research, but kind of goes beyond just researching, someone who gets the big ideas out, flushes out the overall themes of what they're trying to do. And when someone does that, that really makes them a scholar, not just someone who knows a lot about birds. They really see the big picture of what's going on. And when I think of a citizen, I think of someone who kind of has the power of the community behind them and not just stands by themselves. They stand with the whole city, the whole community behind them. So when you put these two together as a citizen scholar, you get a really powerful person. Someone who can see the outlook of the community and also has this information, the big idea behind them. And I really think that they don't just use this information to prosper themselves. I think that they really use it to prosper the people.
Good morning. My name is Henry.
My name is Isabel.
And my name is Cooper.
We're going to tell you what scholarship and citizenship means to our crew. Citizenship is a way of saying be the change you want to see in the world.
Scholarship is a way to say that you're going to be an expert at something. Like in kindergarten, we became entomologists. Entomologists are bug experts.
This year, in first grade, we became experts on how soil is formed and how decomposers like worms and bacteria help the world. Did you know that decomposers are the most important workers in the food chain?
But our school knows getting smarter is not the only thing that is important. We get smarter to be ready to do good work for the planet and be good people to each other and be the change every single day.
Our crew has decided to work together to make the gardens at Odyssey stronger and healthier. We'll grow food so we can share it, and the plants will give more oxygen to the air.
But we couldn't do that important work without our teachers.
In this very room, there are teachers who believe there is important work to be done and that no one is too small to begin changing the world in big ways, and we thank you.
So morning meetings are, we all come from home and go to school, and even though we're all really excited for the week, we all share what we've been feeling and thinking, and we give out our ideas on things, and we just listen how people are doing during the weeks or how we can make them feel a little bit better. Closing meetings, we just see our accolades and how one another are doing and see if we achieve that, making that person feel that better, or achieve it just making each other stronger as people during the day. Group courtesies are norms that we want to try to follow during the whole entire school year, and not even school years, during our everyday lives. So it's just to see group courtesy 1, 2, 3. It means we want to respect ourselves, and not only ourselves but each other. So if you're not respecting yourself, you're not respecting other people. Crew doesn't necessarily have to be about learning all the time. While getting smarter, you can get smarter about being a better friend or being a better mate to someone that you don't really hang out that much with. You can get smarter at just being there for one another and holding on the rope with each other instead of just straggling one by one. We take school so serious, we never have to sit down and have time just to have fun, and that's one of our really important ones, just to have fun. And sometimes, even though we need to be serious during a learning time, still have fun at the same time.
Hello, my name is Camille. My name is Xavier.
In our expedition called Energy at What Cost, we had a genuine task, which was to audit the amount of energy usage in our homes. In preparation for our work as energy auditors, we needed to become experts on both renewable and non-renewable energies, the pros and cons of each source, and what resources are a best fit for Colorado. As we dug into the field of wind power, we needed to understand the relationship between geography and wind potential. We also learned about the different types of solar production and the potential for generating solar energy in Colorado. In the end, we learned that there is a lot of potential to the use of renewable energies in this state. As coal supplies dwindle, renewable energies will take on a more important role in energy production. The challenge is how to make these renewable energy sources available for all.
As citizens, we took action by applying our deep learning to our personal lives. Our friends and families became the authentic audience for our work. We used our expert knowledge about energy use and conservation to complete home energy audits. Our crew crafted public service announcements, allowing us to share our understanding of how to save energy with the Odyssey community. A quick public service announcement for you. How many people in this room use compact fluorescent light bulbs? Raise your hands. Yeah, okay. Now, how many people in this room still use incandescent light bulbs? Well, did you know that a compact fluorescent light bulb saves you energy and saves you money? This small choice of changing a light bulb supports the larger choice of saving our natural resources.
In this very room, there are adults who listen to our voices, who value our perspectives, and who trust that we want the same outcomes as they do. And we thank you.
This is my reading buddy, Bob.
Me.
Yep.
Okay.
Bob comes in every week so that I can learn to be a better reader, so when I grow up, maybe I'll be a reading buddy.
There are several reasons. First is with my grandkids and Lyric, it gives me a link back to youth and how kids are thinking these days, and it's just fun to be around children. I think Horace Mann, who I was taught was the father of American public education, said that you need to be afraid to die unless you've won one victory for humanity. This is Lyric is one of the chains in my link of victories.
I appreciate that he gets to come every week, and then sometimes once it's over, I wish that we got to do it a lot more often.
Good morning. My name is Rye.
And my name is Natalie. As scholars, we became experts on simple machines I learned that inclined planes, wheels and axles, pulleys and levers aren't just for lifting sandbags and experimenting within class, but they are also important tools that make everyday tasks easier for all of us.
As citizens, we became more aware of some really tough challenges that people in our community face every day. When we went on fieldwork to a local recreation center, I figured it was to learn more about simple machines. By the time we got back to school, I had learned that many people do not have access to all the places that I do.
As citizens, we also learned people first language. And that means that even though we all have our own challenges and differences, we are people first. Early in our expedition, Sarah visited Odyssey as an expert to tell us how what we were learning in the classroom makes a difference in her life every day.
My heart is full of gratitude today. It's the same as the day that I met the 2nd and 3rd grade class at Odyssey. At the beginning of the school year, I received a phone call from the fabulous 2nd and 3rd grade teachers, Andy and Billy. Where are you guys?
Billy?
They received my contact information from a past Odyssey parent with whom I had been working around anti-bullying. Andy and Billy asked if I would come in and do some work speaking with the students and sharing my story. They would be studying simple machines, ramps, pulleys, wheels, etc., all devices I use in my everyday life. Without hesitation, I was ecstatic to meet the 2nd and 3rd grade crews. I was hoping to share my positive outlook on navigating this world with a disability. I believe that young minds are more open to differences and abilities of all sorts. I also believe, through my own schooling, that learning through experiences best prepares students for world readiness. The day I met Andy and Billy's crews, I received some very genuine and honest questions, as you can imagine. Some of these questions: how do you drive a car without a leg? What happens if you go to a building that only has stairs? How do you get in? Can I try out your wheelchair? Oh, wait, could I try out your leg? The conversation was flowing, and we developed a great bond. As I began to take in what the students at Odyssey had learned from my life experiences, my heart broke open with hope. I am beautifully overwhelmed by the fact that opening myself to young minds has in turn already changed our world. These students are the individuals, the masterminds, who will one day lead our world. They are the ones who will erase racism. They are the ones who will demand the importance of inclusion. They are the ones who will lead by example as citizen scholars. The 2nd and 3rd grade crews at Odyssey not only know so much more about simple machines, they also know the power of how simple machines can change the world, my world. Listen and understand these brilliant minds, for they will and already have positively impacted this world. How do I know? They have positively changed mine. It is clear to me our education system is ready for an enormous change. The power of experts in classrooms is essential for learning. Explorations and life experiences help to grow human beings. This is the time to shake things up. And I fully believe expeditionary learning is where it's at.
In this very room, there are experts that inspire us to think deeply and do something with it. You all show us that what we are learning matters in the real world, and we thank you.
Field work, well, your brain helps you become a scientist, helps you study things, helps you learn things. Well, what I'm trying to say is it helps you learn new things, see new things, do new things, learn new plants, do all that stuff. Well, it helped me learn more because, well, I heard new sounds and I could have not known what those sounds were, and someone could have taught me what made that sound, like a toad, a cricket, bird, grasshopper, praying mantis, all those things. Well, it helps them because then they can know, because we can tell them stuff, and they'll know more stuff because we tell them it. In the community, like a big bunch of people. Fieldwork just helps you learn new things, and it gives you fresh air so you can stay healthy also, and it's fun.
Now you have a story, in snapshot form, of some of the ways the Odyssey fosters citizen scholars through daily and weekly structures, as well as through expedition-related projects that result in real and meaningful work. This is my story, and the story of every student lucky enough to grow up through Odyssey or any other EL school. We are forever changed in a positive way because we know what we are capable of in terms of academics and in terms of our ability to impact the world. As a way for me to synthesize the power of the education that I received at Odyssey, I would like to perform a slam poem that I wrote. Since you're all EL educators out there, you'll appreciate that Marcia says that this is a good example of target method match, If the target were something like, I can reflect on what it means to be an EL graduate in a way that both inspires and gives thanks, a good assessment might be this performance. What happens when we create the other? Who decides who belongs? These questions, they resonate within the walls of my heart, Jeannie Bolin. My 7th and 8th grade humanity teacher told me that I was an activist, told me not to sink low in my chair when she said that, to be proud of being involved, of genuinely caring. See, I never realized I could make a change till someone told me, you feel too much. I figure the more people my heart can reach out to, the more I can change the way we think about the other, each other, because my heart, it has hands more capable of touching than these do, all because my teachers told me it's okay to feel, to want to make a change. My impact will not be able to be seen physically for a while. I want to impact the way we think. I want to make us question why we are here, standing on solid ground when never again is really turning into again and again. Tell me why there are still concentration camp ghosts that haunt Holocaust survivors, why women in Darfur only have their little children's drawings to remember where they came from. Why was it deemed okay to reduce a human being to a tattooed number? There are still survivors. Not everybody was a perpetrator, not all of Germany wore the swastika, and not all of white America gave a blind eye. But somehow, birthed by the beauty that there is more content than the untrained learner can feel, we have found, in this very room, something to bring us back up again. It is the act of taking action today and tomorrow. It is said that a combination of many passion-filled humans being upstanders have the ability to make a change. So have a conversation with that woman at the bus stop, or that man you work with but don't really know. Conversation is the key to understanding what's inside each of us, what motivates us to keep going. I am a product of this well-oiled machine. I was put out into this world and told, go be brilliant. The world needs you now more than ever. Remember that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now, the whole Odyssey community, in partnership with the Rocky Mountain Children's Summit Choir, led by Lisa Cameron, would like to conclude with a song that gives thanks to you. Because this is not a journey any one student or teacher or even school makes alone. Together, all of us, we are gathered in this very room. We are changing education.